Kazunori Yamauchi, recognized as the creator of Gran Turismo, is considered one of the most approachable game studio heads in the industry, provided you know how to get a hold of him. He was more than happy to meet with GameSpot at E3 2017, where he shared thoughts on what was learned from the spring beta of Gran Turismo Sport, and he shared feelings on how the HIS series differentiates itself from Forza Motorsport. More recently, we threw 10 questions at him about his personal history with driving. Given his well-known love of cars, we wanted to know all the cars he's owned, and we also learned how his tastes and enthusiasm for sports cars has influenced his driving series, which happens to be celebrating its 20-year anniversary. GameSpot, would you be able to name every car you've owned? Of these cars, which one was your favorite? Why? Ford GT, because it's the most beautiful car. Has Gran Turismo ever influenced your car buying decisions? If so, how? The R35 Nissan GT-R appeared in Gran Turismo starting from its concept model, and I was responsible for the design of the information system in the production car. It was a car which Gran Turismo helped to bring into the world, and it was a car I helped to create in part, so it was natural for me to buy the car. Think of a car you own that's in a Gran Turismo game. How would you describe the handling of the car in the streets of Tokyo compared to a racetrack? The Tokyo Expressway in Tokyo is 14 miles per lap and is a challenging course much like the Nürburgring, but as long as you are driving at the speed limit, it is a unique winding road even on a global level, with beautiful scenery. Cars like the Porsche 911 GT3 and the Nissan GT-R are cars which are difficult to understand their true worth unless you take it to the track, but when you are driving on the Shudo, capital city, expressway, it is possible to understand their level of handling performance even at a slow speed. Is there a type of car that you wish you could put in Gran Turismo that has never appeared in the series? Work cars like fire trucks, ambulances, crane cars and road rollers. I am half joking, but I'd like to include them in Gran Turismo one of these days. Of the cars you have handled in real life that are in GT Sport, are there any nuanced driving tips that aren't covered in Gran Turismo Sport's tutorial? The world of driving is very deep, and we can only touch upon the entrance to this world in a tutorial. It would take a long amount of time to talk about things that are not covered. But once you are at the entryway, I believe that people will be able to trailblaze their own way into the vast world of driving beyond it with their senses. I myself continue to make new discoveries regarding driving even now. Do you remember what made you become a car enthusiast to begin with? When I was 3 years old, I rode along in the car my father drove for work every day. I naturally started to take interest in the cars driving around town, and by the time I was 4 I was able to name all the cars on the road. What's your dream car? The most balanced car on earth is a racing car. The higher the performance of the racing car, the more control you have when you are driving, and the better it feels to you. It would be fantastic if a racing car like that was sold as a road-legal production car is. When you've purchased a car, do you keep its factory specifications, or do you like modding? That would depend on the car. If it's a Mercedes or Porsche, I would keep it factory. If it's a GT-R or S2000, it's fun to tune and mod the cars. There are lots of high-performance parts available too,